So
it's exciting.
Very excited to be here. Indeed, yes.
Yeah, I
have a question.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think I saw him running out the front door. He said I'm off. I think that's what he said.
Are you serious?
By the way, yeah, I think so.
I wonder where Chris going to.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we'll keep them. Oh!
Hello, everybody!
He must have come back in the window.
Thank you. Hello, viewers. Welcome to the show. This is how we do it. I'm your host, Chris Onos, and this is one of Ireland's most creative talk shows. It's called The Jury Question, and thank you all for tuning in. But today we have some special guests joining me on the show. Girls, isn't it? Yes, all doing good, yes? Amazing. Come on, show some love, everybody. Wow. You guys were talking about me a few minutes ago, was it?
We kind of did talk about you a little.
Yeah. Anyway, to kick off today's show, starting from my left.
My name is Danny Kehoe. I'm an actor comedian from Dublin.
Wow, come on, show some love for that. Wow. And also.
Hello, my name is Waithira Burke. I work for Akidwa, the National Network of Migrant Women, but I'm also running for the local elections this year.
Wow, amazing. And also...
Oh, hi, I'm Nono Ralawe. I'm a human rights activist. I'm from South Africa, and I'm happy to be here.
Wow, amazing. And from my left here.
My name is Daryl. Barron. I'm a local election candidate in the Donomy LEA on the north side of Dublin. I'm also a community activist in my locality.
Wow. This is how we do it on the show. Stay tuned for more of this. We'll be right back after this. Thank you, everyone. Show some love. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, viewers. This is how we do it. And welcome to the Jury Question. My guest today is not representing Nono. Hello, Nono. How are you?
I'm good, Chris.
Come on, show some love.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Good to see you, Nono. Great to have you on the show. As a human rights and activist, give us more insight about yourself.
Well, Chris, I was born in South Africa.
Yes.
And where I grew up, it's part of my being really to be in action with the human rights activism, you know, where I come from the past of apartheid system, you know, regime and everything. So it's kind of been something that I grew up doing. Okay. And right now we're actually running an NGO at home where we help elderly and childcare system, where we run a crash system at home. You know, I'm in solidarity as well with everybody around the world, actually, who are dispossessed and who go through poverty and who don't have a voice. So I've been kind of that person who really who gets involved with the community and the children around. I'm all about the children and justice around the world. So that's pretty much.
Come on, show some love for
myself.
That. Very good, very good. Speaking about this, and I really want to thank you for coming on the show. One big reason we said we want to bring you on the show today as well is just the issue happening in South Africa in relation to other migrants there from other African countries living in South Africa, the killing and all of that. What's your input on that?
Well, Chris, if I can just take you back, you know, Africa is a huge continent, you know, and it's a beautiful continent with a lot of diversity.
Very true, very true.
So we have borders now that I think the problem is not really xenophobia, it's actually Afrophobia, because where there's black people, there will be a fear of maybe something that might be wrong, or maybe they are here to take our jobs or whatever. But the background of South African history is through you know, colonialism and apartheid, which is the whole Africa has been through it. And we opened, thanks to Nelson Mandela, 1994, actually South Africa is the last country that got independence. So when he opened the borders, which everybody came, we haven't really got the time to heal ourselves first from the you know, the injustices we've been through just recently. Like, I think half of the people in South Africa have been born through apartheid systems. Like myself in the 80s, you know, going backwards and to the 90s. So we need time to, we needed that time to heal and to get the land back, because most people are dispossessed because they had to leave their places and be segregated, and they have to move to Johannesburg. If you notice, these places where there's these fights and killings are big, you know, the economy, where the economy is. So people go there to find greener pastures.
But the thing that people are very much concerned is African killing Africans, you know. It is very, killing is not the best way, but killing an African person, you know, in such a country like that,
Not at all, not at all. And South Africa is a very loving country. It's a very peaceful country. I myself, I got married to a brother from, you know, Nigeria. I have kids, and it's just that we need to integrate more, to include ourselves more, and understand that we are all one African brothers and sisters. And the killing is not actually the way that it's been portrayed. It's been exaggerated as well. And the influx that has been happening now is that the white system, or the white monopoly capital system, it's separating people from their own land, the indigenous Africans. They tell you, okay, you are not really from here yourselves. So, you know, it's always that now you're hating on your own brother because you feel like you're not even home in your own home. So what we need to do is to integrate and learn to love one another as human beings, because if we don't love ourselves, who else will? And the injustices, you know, they have to be stopped.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really would love to go into this. I can see how it's going to me, Chris. Your time is wrapping up. But look, what would be your final message to kind of reach out to we Africans, you know, both abroad and back home? What would be the final message you would like to want to reach out to them?
Well, Chris, I think, as I'm saying, integration more. And I think Africans in the diaspora now, it's our duty to go back home and educate our people. Most people, they don't have the education. They are not connected with the outside world, you know. So the majority of people that are in there, yes, they've worked hard to be where they are, but we have the bigger voice. I think it's up to us to come and bring about change and unite people, you know, back home, in the diaspora and all over the world.
Wow, come on, show some love there to Nono. Wonderful, amazing. That was really good. Nono, sometime we're going to find time and come back and talk this, but we're not out of time. All right, you know, stay in the studio with us. Stay tuned for more of this because we have some more guests on the show. We'll be right back after this. Thank you.
Anywhere, full Bunkerton houses, please.
Dodgy windscreen wipers you got there. It's a bit away yet. You're a bit late. You're not very punctual. Take your first right here, your second left, first right, third left. Can't miss it.
And it's Danny Kehoe, everybody! Great to see you, my friend. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you keeping?
Not bad.
Very good. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
No problem. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's been a long day, Danny. Danny, thank you so much for coming in. As a comedian and actor, what really inspires you to go into comedy? Let's talk about that.
I suppose just life itself it's too serious, isn't it really? So I suppose I just kind of like to have a bit of a laugh. I was always having a laugh as a kid and kind of messing and stuff around. And I tried some real jobs and they weren't for me. So I thought, how can you mess and get paid for it?
Yeah.
And that's what I figured out. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do.
Come on, show us some love, everybody. Wow.
So, yeah.
That was a good line. I like that, you know.
Yeah.
And you also do acting as well.
Yeah, I started off trying to be an actor, and then I don't know what happened. I started doing comedy as well, and then I don't know what I am now. I don't know what it is.
So, like, what is the skills? Because you've been in this game for a good while, and you do your shows nearly every week. What are the skills that one needs to kind of really put into these things? Because laughing, like you said, you know, we take life too serious, you know.
Yeah.
So what are the skills one has to really put into that can change the way we think, that can bring that smile to our face and make us laugh?
Well, I don't know. I think I don't know. The world's gone a bit mad, really. There's a lot of horrible things. You don't have to look very far to find things that are going to upset you.
Very true.
And annoy you. Anywhere you look, you'll find them. So why focus on them, really, I suppose? And why not focus on kind of having a good time and fun? Everyone likes to laugh. Everyone likes to have a bit of crack, don't they? Really? So
Yeah, of course.
So I kind of draw from that and kind of and family and friends and stuff like that. Like so, I mean, everyone knows. There's crazy people out there all over the place.
Very true.
Everybody's family are crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody has a normal family.
That's true.
Do they? And they make you what you are, and then you realize then when you become a parent that you're trapped. You're doing it to your kids then as well. So it's just a constant cycle.
Wow. Come on, show some love for that, everybody. Wonderful. What is like when you, because as a comedian, you're very busy, you be kind of trying to plan your lines, and you have 2 kids, you're married as well.
Yeah.
How do you schedule yourself between your shows, your family? Do they take you serious all the time, or do they know when you're serious and you're serious?
No, with difficulty, Chris. I don't know. Like my wife is also an actor and comedian as well. True. So my kids, in order for them to rebel, they're going to be I don't know, an accountant or something like that. You know, but then to rebel, like I suppose because I don't know. Like we've good blend like with what we do. So we both kind of co-parent, I suppose. I don't know. That's the thing, like. Because you can't really babysit your own kids. Can you? You can't babysit your own kids. So you parent. I'm parenting at night. Yeah. And my wife would be out doing stuff as well. Like so, she works and does gigs and stuff as well. So we never see each other anymore.
Wow.
We see the kids.
That's the kids.
Because one of us. Sometimes it's a tag team. Sometimes I have to drive into town with the kids, and then I go in, then she takes the car and goes home. Like it's great fun.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Fun, yeah.
Wow, come on, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
It's not like having a very happy family where you know, things are, you know, everybody's working, trying to do their own things. My other question I want to ask you as well is, when do kids know that dad is joking or mom is joking? How would they be able to find that?
I don't know. Because I've a 4-year-old then as well, but he's very funny. It's strange. I saw the little cog going in his head where he realized that he liked the attention because he's quite shy and stuff like that, which I was and my wife was as well when she was younger. It's strange what I do now, but I generally am quite a shy person.
No way.
Bobby is my son but I saw the little cogs turn in his head where he said something and people laughed and it made him smile, and he likes that sort of feeling.
Wow.
And it's kind of mad, but it's mad to see that because I suppose that's what happened to me.
Oh.
When I was younger, I suppose I would have seen that, but I obviously seen it through someone else now. It's kind of weird. So he knows then, and he sees the response. He likes the response off people. He likes people, and he likes having hugs and nice time and laugh with people. So
wow, amazing. And you do weekly performances as well?
Yeah, I do improvised comedy, which is a show we make up completely on the spot, just based on suggestions of people, of the audience, every Monday night. Well, my wife does be on as well. We kind of, one of us has to mind the kids.
Stuff like that.
One of us has to mind the kids, and the other one's in. So I think I'm on Monday. She's on the next Monday, and so on and so forth. But that's it. It's the longest running show in Ireland. It's nearly 27 years, and one of the longest in Europe. I think second longest running in Europe. Started in '92. It's a great show, and it's just made up. like we go in and we don't know what we're doing. We have no idea. They give us a suggestion and we try and make something out of it.
Yeah. Wow, come on, show some love for Danny, everybody.
Yeah.
Danny, before we wrap things up, people can find you on Facebook, social media, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on Twitter. I think it's me. Danny Kehoe. On Facebook, it's me, Danny Kehoe as well. So I'm always putting up little videos and different things. I've done lots of little fun things, sketches and things. I'm always sticking them up.
Wow, amazing, amazing. You still acting at the moment as well?
Yeah, still acting away. I was in something called Cold Courage there. I'm playing a Russian guy. So I'm a Russian. I know what's coming out. So it was good.
It's good. Good stuff.
Good times. Yeah. So that was that. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Come on, before I let you go, come on, show one more love for Danny, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned. Thank you so much, Danny. We wish you best of luck and keep in touch from time to time.
Absolutely.
We will definitely want to have you on the show. We have the big crowd and, get some more out of you. But amazing. Stay with us. Okay, stay tuned for more of these because we have some 2 wonderful guests coming up on the show. We'll talk to you soon. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Danny and everyone. Thank you guys so much. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you very much for coming, Daryl and Han. Great to see you guys. Let me get to meet Daryl first. Daryl, so tell us a bit about yourself.
I work in financial services, so I'm a qualified financial advisor. The local elections in May, so the 24th of May, we have the local and European elections.
Very good.
I work that's my 9-to-5 job. And then after 5 o'clock, the brain switches, into political mode.
That's it.
Yeah, so I've been immersed in politics locally for a long time. I've been always a political activist, a community activist in my area. So it's something, in particular, that I've always been interested in getting involved in, and enjoy the community. I enjoy being involved with local sporting groups, local organisations, and I'm passionate for community, and that's why I always want to get involved in
come on, show some love for that, everybody. Amazing. Let's bring Anne in, sister.
Yes, so I introduced myself earlier, but there's one thing that I forgot to say that I'm
now you have the chance to say it. Yeah.
I'm actually a human activist. I've been a human activist for a very long time.
Very good.
Basically, since high school, I used to fight against FGM, so female genital mutilation.
Oh, okay.
Then when I moved to Ireland, I actually moved to Ireland in 2007. So I've been here for a little while.
Very
I'm
good.
kind of native at this stage, hence the look.
We got you, we see that.
And, you have to promote at some point.
Exactly.
But the one thing that I love about politics is the fact that we need to change. And we need to bring up change. But it's reaching the point where I'm sick and tired of waiting for everyone to do something. So unless I'm able to do something and leave my footprint in the world, then nothing is going to get done. And I'll be one of those people who sit at home complaining, well, this particular party didn't do anything, the Taoiseach didn't do anything. But if I bring up that change and we bring it to the topic of talk, and bring it to the round table, then our voices are going to be heard.
Wow,
and that's the reason why.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. Amazing. This is the thing I love about all today's show. Activists, comedian, now we got you two on board. This is what we're talking about. Beautiful point you just made in there, talking about people have to step out, come out. He's doing 9-to-5 job. He's a QFA. He's busy. 9 to 5, get his focus done. After that, focus to your community. He's amazing. What really inspires you or triggers you to take that on board?
For me in particular, I've always been passionate about my area, and I look and see, role models, have gone in previous past in politics, and I kind of say, okay, who would I depict myself and who I try to aspire to, but I think the big thing with politics is you have to be your own person, try to, there's a lot of work that we need to do in this city at the moment. And I feel that there's no one that I can look up to anymore, in politically, and I feel now it's time a new generation begin to start, fielding in local election candidates, and it's great to see like yourself running, and I think the city's becoming more vibrant. We need more people running. We need new people running from all different backgrounds and from society.
Wow, come on, wow, amazing. That's a very, very strong point. What has politics taught us, we young people today? What does politics teach us? Do you think politicians or those who have been there, they failed? And do you think that's the reason why we young people are talking about it now and taking this upon ourselves? I throw it to the both of you.
Well, for me, to be honest, is the politicians who have been there for years.
Okay.
And the truth is, a lot of change has stopped happening. So we've kind of gone on a stalemate, so where a lot of things are not being done. And the reason why the younger generation are now coming up to say, in terms like, for example, for climate change, is the fact that they cannot see anything done. All we're doing is talking. But it's high time now things start going into action mode. And we can't keep on waiting, because now the world has kind of evolved to the point where the older generation are not understanding the younger generation. And there's a gap that needs to be filled there. So unless we're able as young people, as he said, it's a lot to kind of think that there's no one up there we can look up to anymore as the younger people who are coming into the new world, our sort of, let's say, our future leaders, but they have no one to look up to. But if we do not put ourselves forward, then the next generation is going to be completely lost. So for me, what I would say for the younger generation are actually starting to speak out, because nobody's listening to them. Because to be honest, even in the back in the day, the younger generation wanted to only be seen, not be heard. But it's time it changed, because to be honest, we have valuable views, we have valuable ways to think, and we are human as well. And
we have a social media as well.
Exactly, so we are able to reach more people that way.
And that in particular, social media is so important, you know, because, you know, social media has opened the whole spectrum.
Oh yes, that's true.
Politically, you know, younger people are politically more motivated, politically active, you know, and they're changing the mindset. You know, when I grew up, I was a Game Boy. Now they have to see the likes of, you know, using the power of Facebook and Twitter and other things. You know, so, but again, you know, I think young people are starting to really realise in Dublin, you know, in particular, housing has become a crisis point. You know, and where I want to run and where I want to be in Dublin City Council, we need to start working harder to try and make sure younger people have access to housing, to affordable housing in the city. You know, it's not there anymore. You know, and we need to make sure that even rent is you know, is sustainable. You know, and for me, myself and my girlfriend, you know, we're spending nearly $2,000 a month on rent. You know, issues like that really need to be hitting home with young people. And people need people knocking on their doors that they can relate to. I don't think that there's a kind of, sometimes you go back to the old ivory towers of politics, you know, like, you know, they don't relate to people that are on the ground. And sometimes there's a big disconnect there and a void with politics. I think people need to see people from their area, from their community, running in politics that have actually a passion, belief that they can try and make some difference.
Amazing.
That's why I want to go in.
Wow, come on. Good, wonderful. And what role are you going to be playing in your community as well? What role are you playing in your community?
So for my community, it's very similar to him, is giving the younger people the voice. But mainly as well, I cannot stress enough that it's high time. Ireland has become such a diverse island now. It's a new island. And we have to bring the voices of migrant people to the table.
True.
As somebody once said, who is a very good friend of mine, Ellie, there is no us without us.
True.
So in terms of our community, the first thing that I want to do is actually put in an integration and inclusion strategy where the new communities are actually looked after. We have to get out of the mindset of saying the foreigners are here to take our jobs. The foreigners are here because, you know, they're taking away our homes. We're all one human being. We're all just one people. And the truth is, even though you turn around and say the foreigners are getting our jobs, we're actually not, because 90% of us are actually highly educated, but we are taxi drivers. We're the ones cleaning your toilets when you're going out for a nightclub. Do you know what I mean? So around my community, I'm a very, very big vocal person for inclusion. And to be honest, I think together, in unity, we're actually going to be a better community, because then we can stand with each other.
Wow, come on. Amazing, amazing. Wow. One final word from you before we wrap up.
Yeah, just, you know, again, thanks, Chris, for inviting me on.
Appreciate that.
You know, it's nice to talk to people, you know, politically as well.
Sure.
But I think definitely my message is clear. You know, the city needs, you know, it's become more vibrant over the last few years. You know, we're becoming so multicultural now. but we have so many issues now that we have to combat and tackle in the city. The city is changing, but you know, we need to be you know, in the face of them issues and hit the issues head on. You know, and that's the big thing now. We need politics has to move and change.
Doesn't matter what party you're in, if you're Labour, if you're Fianna Fáil, it doesn't really matter, because sometimes too.
But we need to walk all around the table now. We need to start working together. Or you know, and politics needs to change for the better. We need to get around the table and work the issues that are there right now. We need to hit head on. You know.
Super. One word for you.
One word from
3
me.
seconds.
Yes. Is hey. 24th of May is the local elections.
Yes.
You can actually register to vote. For those people who don't actually know, so long as you've been living in the same address since September 1st last year, you are eligible to vote. So please register to vote, and also come out and support, because without you, if your voice is not there, you're not going to be represented.
Very true. Come on, show some love for the people. Amazing. Guys, look, it's like we're going to go into a debate on this, but we can't really do that on the show. But I want to say thank you both so much for coming on the show. Before we wrap things up, big thank you to Nono, everybody! Woo! And also to Danny as well, come on! And to everybody! And to Daryl, one more time, everybody! Alright, thank you so much. Just where we're going to wrap things up, I want to say thank you to my viewers for tuning in today. The Jury Request, as always, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. And also look out for my guest site as well, Danny. And also go out there, register, make sure you vote. These are the young people who are going to take us to the next level. Don't forget, climate change is at hand. So we all need to be speaking one word, one people, one voice. So till we come away next time, take care. And thanks to my makeup team. Thanks to my production team. This is how we do it on the Jury Request Show. Take care. God bless. Bye for now. Thank everybody. Woo! Okay. Oh, hey, so shy, isn't it?
Not at all. Crazy people.
That's it. You want to have a screw loose about politics nowadays. You would definitely want to.
I know.